starting the syllabus. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be giving the time. In my class, there is a like how I just basically I have nothing like that. Whatever we will be doing in the class itself. Okay.
Your voice is not clear for me.
Okay.
There's lag.
Okay. Just a minute, Naveen. I'll just connect. Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, Naveen, we have two books. So first of all, for the first 10 minutes, I'll make you understand the syllabus, what the syllabus is and how we are going to study. Okay. So now we have two books. One is macroeconomics and one is Indian economic development. Okay. For every book, there is a need, right? If you want to score very well in macro, that means you have to keep few points in mind.
Your voice is
Yeah. So
changing.
you have to keep few points in mind. And if you want to score very well in the Indian economic development,
Yeah.
yeah, actually I muted myself. Okay. Yeah, okay. So basically there is a strategy, okay? And for every chapter there is a strategy. Like for national income, you should be very good in this point so that you can score very well in national income unit. Okay. And Naveen, you don't have to, for example, right now your syllabus will be in the exam hall and you will be getting 80 marks, right?
Yeah.
Per subject, right? But for 80 marks, you don't have to make goal like that. I have to score 75. You have to make a short-term goal. Okay, short-term goal in the case here you can see the marks and the periods, right? So you will be making the notes like you will be making the short-term goals. Just a minute.
Yeah.
So sorry for the disturbance. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically we were discussing that. Okay. So the very first book is Introduction to Macroeconomics. Okay. So for this book, you need four points. First, your theory should be good. Your concept should be very much clear. You should be very good in numerical and you should be good in the dramatic part. Okay, the diagrammatic part. Like you don't have to draw cats and dog over here. You have to draw the graphs and the tables. Okay. So these 4 points you should be very good in so that you can score very well in macroeconomics. Okay.
Yeah.
But for every chapter you should like there is a different demand. Okay, maybe for national income if there is a demand for numericals, maybe in money and banking it's not like that. So we'll discuss it. First is national income and related aggregate. Basically we will be studying it how the economies are different and how we calculate the national income. Nation is basically the entire country like India, Pakistan, UAE, Saudi, like that. And national income means how the country is earning, right? So how we will calculate that? According to the related aggregate, we will be calculating it. Okay. National income is one of the highest scoring.
I think in my class, national income is started like in this last month, in June last. I think so.
Yeah. So you are doing national income right now.
Yeah, money and banking, I think it's finished. So.
Okay, okay. So we'll start with money and banking, and as you have done that, because always the first term is first unit is money and banking itself, but the syllabus over here is like that. But in every school, first chapter is money and banking. Okay.
Yeah, I have exam in September also.
Okay. So what is the syllabus for that?
I think in this macroeconomics, money and banking, Indian economics, the first
The first unit, right? Okay, development experience. Okay, okay. I guess we will be able to complete till then. Don't worry. Okay, we have enough time. If you will be regular, then it's not going to be that much tough, and surely you will score well. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, for national income, see, your numerical portion should be very good. Why? Because in national income there are so many numericals. Second, your concept should be very much good. Of course, your theory part should be good, but over here you don't need any graph and all that. That's why this is of 10 marks. Okay, this entire unit is of 10 marks because over here you don't need to draw any graph or something like that. Okay, but for money and banking, you should be good in theory. Plus, there is a little portion for numerical as well, like you can say 20 to 30%. And there is no need to draw any diagram. That's why this chapter is for 6 marks. Okay, because only 2 or 3 things are over here. And determination of national income and the employment is the highest, marks. Why? Because over here, theory, concept, numerical, and diagrammatic approach, all 4 things are needed. Right? You should be good in all the 4 things. Only then you can score very well in this unit. Okay, that's why this is the highest scoring. You can say highest marks chapter. Okay. Next is government budget and the economy. It is same like the money and banking. Like few portion is numerical, theory, and the concept. Okay. So that's why 6-1. There here also you don't need any diagrammatic approach. Okay. And last one is balance of payment. For balance of payment, it is also similar like the government budget. Few portion is numerical, theoretical, and the concept. Okay. And somewhere 1 or 2 diagram that's. Okay. So over here, this is a ratio and this is a division of your chapter. Clear? Yeah. Now moving to Indian economy and development. Indian economy development, very first unit is over Indian economy and development, 2 things are needed, your concept and your theory. And see, most of the students feel confident that they can score very well in Indian economy development, but it is not like that. Why? Because most of the time, students think that I'll be telling you the story that this is happening, that happened like that in India, this happened, that happened like that. You'll be like, okay, ma'am, I'm getting it. But when I'll ask you to write it down, you will be writing the literature, right? So this is economics. This is not English. This is economics. So basically, you don't have to write any story over here. Student feels so confident that, ma'am, I can score very well. Indian economy is very easy. There is no numerical. There is nothing. There is only theory. But that theory is economics. You have to use that economic terms. You have to write it in such a way that examiner feels like this is not a literature subject. This is, subjective subject. So you have to, whenever I'll teach you, so you cannot mold the words. Of course, you can use your words, but if I'm helping you to, for example, if I'm telling you the statement in economics terms, I'm using the economics terms, you have to use that. Okay, you cannot interchange it. Okay, I will be using instead of this, I'll be writing this. That will be, that will always lead to losing marks. And we have to score well. We don't have to lose marks, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So first is development experience and economic reform. So development experience is basically in this unit you are going to study like how India got independence, not how after India was under the British rule, right? For 1947 India got independence. So at that moment when I got independence, at that moment what was my condition? Okay, of course somebody is ruling over me, so my condition will not be good, right? Won't be at a good state. So at that moment, the agriculture sector, the industrial sector, everything was in such a bad stage, in such a poor condition. Slowly and slowly, the economic reform were there. Like India adopted policies and reform, and slowly, India started developing. Okay, so this is all we are going to study over here, and then we will study and this is a 12 marks. Okay, this unit contains 12 marks. And next, current challenges facing India. Currently, in first unit, we studied about during the time of independence, after the independence, right? And in this, we'll be studying the current challenges like the poverty and everything we'll be studying. And this is the highest scoring chapter. Why? Because in this, there are lots of factors like poverty, many things. So you have to understand all this. Okay. Next, development experience of India, a comparison with neighbors.
But you
Uh,
told just now hiding here because there's
this current challenges.
yeah.
Yeah, in current challenges there are various unit, and this one is scoring one. Okay, so for example, this is the name of the unit itself, but there are various chapter under it. Okay, so you don't feel like that. Oh my God, the only one unit. Like we
Yeah.
have one or two chapters over it. Okay, getting it
Yeah.
away.
Okay.
Yeah. And last one is development experience of India. So when we develop, so there is a comparison. For example, I'm a student, you are a student. Of course, there is a comparison that your brother is scoring this much, you are scoring this much, your neighbors are scoring this much, you are scoring this much. And sometimes there is a marks comparison between relatives, like the cousins and all, right? So this is very obvious. So
Yeah.
similarly, if India is growing, of course, we will compare it. So we will be comparing India's development with its neighbor, like the China, the Pakistan, Sri Lanka, how they are growing and how India is growing. Okay. So yeah, this is the and this is for 8 marks, not higher score, but yeah, 8 marks is a good one. So basically, this is this macro one for 40 and the Indian economic for 40. And next one is the project work. Like you will be getting any topic and you have to make a project over that. Okay, and that will be for 20 marks. Like your school will be, your teachers will be giving you that. Okay. So basically, this is both the books are, and you have to make short term goals. How short term goals? For example, I'm teaching you money and banking. This is of 6 marks, right? So once I'm done with money and banking unit, you should make
Yeah.
sure that whatever question will come from money and banking, I will be able to answer it. Why? Because you are going to appear for boards, right? In boards, nobody knows who is teaching you. Okay, nobody knows what you are able to understand or what you are learning. They'll be preparing questions according to their need. Okay, they cannot consider, okay, Naveen studied this and this topic, I'll be making questions from these topic. No. So they they like all the students are giving it, whether you have studied good or whether you have studied nothing, whether you have studied like each and everything, no matter. Examiner will be preparing the exam according to their mood and according to the need of the syllabus. Okay. So basically you have to make short term goals. Okay, money and banking, I am very sure about this unit, I will be scoring 6 on 6. Like that, you have to make short term goals. Okay, because if you will be focusing on entire unit, then only you can score like 70 plus, because 80 marks will be there the exam, your question paper. So you have to make short term goals. Okay, for national income I'm done, so I'll make sure that whatever questions come from national income, I'll scoring 10 on 10. Okay, like that. Clear?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So on the very first page of your notebook, you will be making this. You can skip this period part. Okay, and just do this one, and do like this. First, introductory macroeconomics, these units and the marks. Indian economic development, these units and the marks. Okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes. You can make your notes. Okay, the very first page, your very first page should be your syllabus. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Is it I should write this?
Yeah, yeah, write it down. I'm giving you 5 minutes.
Yeah, Baba. Finish.
Okay. So just a minute, I'll just stop sharing this. I'll just share it again. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, Naveen, we'll be starting with money and banking unit. Okay. So
Okay.
money and banking, basically, money and banking is all about two chapters. One is money and one is banking. Though it is a one unit, but it is of two chapter, money and banking. So I have divided in two chapter. Like first we will be covering money chapter and then we will be covering the banking chapter. Okay.
Okay.
So yes. So first, what is money? Okay. The syllabus is like what we are going to study in the money unit. Okay. For money, we are going to study meaning and its functions. Then supply of money we are going to study. Then like the supply of money is currency held by the public and the net demand deposit held by commercial bank. And next one is money creation by the commercial banking system. This money creation part is like in some book it is under money chapter, in some book it is under banking chapter. Okay, so you will be writing unit, just don't write unit 1 and 2, just write unit money and banking and then write money. This till here, just write it down, then we'll start. Okay, be quick. Then I will start.
Yes.
So let's just start. Okay, so we'll just start with the money chapter. Okay, so money is basically meaning and definition. Okay, so first, Naveen, do you know what is the difference between meaning and definition?
Meaning means like about a thing, like about
Description of something, right? Okay, what about definition?
definition means a sentence related to that.
Okay, okay. So basically, first of all, we will understand what is the difference between meaning and the definition.
Yeah.
First one is meaning and definition. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, this is an apple. Okay.
Yeah.
You can ignore my drawing. Oh, I'm not good at it. Okay. So just a minute. Huh? So this is apple. Okay. So I first of all I'll ask you what is this? Okay. So you told me, ma'am, this is a fruit. Okay.
Yeah.
And I asked your friend, like, what is this? So that person also told me, ma'am, fruit. I asked myself, what is this? I also told you that this is a fruit. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I told you, okay, so basically fruit is a meaning. You cannot change the meaning, right? Nobody will say that this is a book. Nobody will say this is a pen. Everyone will say this is fruit, this is fruit, this is fruit. Because yes, this is a fruit. Okay. But when it comes to definition, right? I'll ask you what kind of fruit it is. So you will say, ma'am, this is a sweet fruit. Okay. I'll say this is a sour fruit. Or someone will say this is red color fruit. Someone will say this is orange color fruit. Like that. Okay. Orange and red mix maybe. So basically, meaning is the meaning means what the thing is all about. Okay. The exact meaning, the description. And meaning you cannot change it. Okay. Meaning will always remain same. You cannot tell me that, ma'am, this is a book. You cannot tell me that, ma'am, this is a mobile phone. Everyone will say, ma'am, this is a fruit. So you cannot change a meaning. But when it comes to definition is according to Naveen, this fruit is very sweet. According to Sanya, this fruit is very sour. According to Naveen's friend, this fruit is of red color. So they are defining it. Okay. So definition can vary. If you define something according to your words, or in terms of your words, that is definition. Okay.
Yeah.
Defining something is definition, and definition can vary. It maybe you are defining something differently. I am defining that same product differently, but we cannot change the meaning. Meaning will always remain same, but definition we can change. Like according to this person, this means that. According to this person, this means that. Okay, because for every person, every product is different. Okay, maybe for me it is a sweet fruit. Maybe for you it is not a sweet fruit. Okay, so meaning always remains same, but definition is according to people, right? According to that person, this according there is a definition according to this scholar. This means this according to this scholar, like that. Okay. So I hope now the difference between meaning and definition is clear.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, when I'll ask you what is money, so you will tell me this is the meaning of money. Okay. So money is anything which is generally accepted as. The 4 points you have to include. If I'll ask you, Naveen, introduce yourself. So there are 4 points where you will be telling your name, your class, your subjects, and maybe your hobby. Okay. For example, you missed out your name. You started from Irene in class 12 and I am a commerce student. That is incomplete, right? The intro is incomplete. Similarly, when someone will ask you what is money, these are the 4 mandate points you have to mention. If you miss out any of the point, for example, you missed out medium of exchange, then your meaning is incomplete. Okay. So
Yeah.
first, Meaning of money. So meaning is, money is anything which is generally accepted as first, medium of exchange, second, measure of value, third, store of value, and fourth, standard of deferred payment. Okay. So basically this is the meaning of money. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, what you will write meaning of money, and then you will write this. And just write in 1, 2, 3 point, 4 point differently. Why? Because it will be easy for you to learn. Write it down and then you will tell me what is money. Of course, you can take help from your notes, read it out and then tell me. Okay?
Yeah.
Just write it down and then after that.
Okay.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay. So Naveen, tell me what is money. You can just read it out.
Yeah. Medium of exchange.
You will start with money is anything which is generally accepted as. Okay.
Okay. Money is anything which is generally accepted as medium of exchange, measure of value, store of value, standard of deferred payment.
Yes, very good. Okay. So from next time, in next class, I'll ask you, Naveen, what is money? So quickly you will say, ma'am, like you will start from here itself. Okay, because money is generally accepted as medium of exchange, measure of value, store of value, and standard of deferred payment. Okay. Don't worry, I'll just make you understand all these points. What do you mean by medium of exchange? But right now, that's it. Okay. Okay. Now meaning part is complete. Now we'll come to definition. Okay. So now there are two authors. So if someone will ask you what is definition, then there are two authors. One is Robertson and one is Kent. Okay. So according to Robertson, money is anything which is widely accepted in payment for good. For example, good is basically a product. Okay. This is not that good which you get in your notebook. That very good, Naveen. No, this is not that good. Okay. This good means product. Okay. For example, if you want to make payment, for example, you purchase a new mobile phone. Okay. You have to make a payment. So in which form you will be making a payment? You will be making payment in the form of money, right? So that's why Robertson said money is anything which is widely means all over the world, okay, which is widely accepted in payment for good. If you want to make a payment for any particular good, money is accepted. Okay, but in case, for example, you want to purchase new mobile phone, you took your pens with you, and you told me that in exchange of this pen, just give me the mobile phone. It is not possible, right? Only money is needed in order to make a payment. Okay, so that's why money is anything which is widely accepted in payment for making goods, or in discharge of other kind of business obligation. For example, Naveen, you are doing some business. Okay, you are doing some business. You have to purchase things, you have to sell things, right? So there is a problem. If you don't have money, how will you purchase something? If you don't have money, how will you sell something? Because whoever, like whatever you will be selling, in return, that person will be giving you money, right? So in discharge, if you want to remove the obstacle of business obligation, then also you need money. So that's why Robertson defined money in two forms. One, that it is generally accepted in making payment, and second, to discharge the other kind of business obligation, you need money. Okay. Next was Kent. Kent told money is anything which is commonly used and generally accepted as medium of exchange or a standard value. So he was very clever. The Kent was very clever. So from meaning itself, he made his definition, right? Because in meaning we understood na that medium of exchange and standard of value, right? Deferred value or standard of any value, right? This store of value, measure of
Okay.
value, all this. So Kent was very clever. He made his definition in such a way that it is very much similar to the meaning. So he told money is anything which is generally accepted or commonly used as medium of exchange or a standard of deferred value. Okay, clear about the definition?
Yes.
Okay, so you can write anyone. If you want to write Robertson, you can write Robertson. If you want to write Kent, you can write Kent. Okay, I
Yeah.
think Kent one is easier.
Like if we miss one small word also, it will be issue. Like it will be not correct.
Pardon?
In this sentence, if I while writing, if I miss some words
Yeah,
or a small
yeah.
small.
Definition. Yeah, definition. You have to write exactly. Why? Because that is some according to some person, right? You cannot change the word, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, for example, I told you that according to me, the apple is sweet, but somewhere you wrote sweet and sour, so that is totally different, right? You cannot miss out or you cannot add something. You have to learn. So that's why, if you feel like Robertson one is easy, you can go for Robertson. If you feel like Kant definition is easy, you can go for Kant. You have to learn at least one definition. Okay,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can write it.
Finish.
Okay. So now we will quickly move to next one, which is the functions of money. Okay. Over here, you
Yeah.
must be wondering that, ma'am, you wrote two points with blue color and two with purple. So there was a reason behind that. Okay. So
Right.
basically, the functions of money. Now the next question is, what are the functions of money? Okay. So basically, if I'll ask you, Naveen, just tell me what are the functions of money. So you will say, ma'am, there are two functions of money. One is primary function and one is secondary function. Okay. Primary functions, medium of exchange and measure of value are the primary functions of money, and store of value and standard of deferred payment are the secondary functions of money. Okay. So if I'll ask you, Naveen, just tell me what are the functions of money. You will answer me, ma'am, there are two functions of money, primary function and secondary function. Medium of exchange and measure of value comes under primary function, and store of value and standard of deferred payment comes under secondary function. Okay.
Yeah.
Clear? So just draw this table, and then we'll start.
Yeah.
And then you will tell me, I'll ask you what are the functions of money. So you will, the way I answer, you will also answer like that. Okay.
Yeah. Finish.
Okay. So Naveen, tell me, what do you understand by functions of money?
Functions of money are of two types, primary function and secondary function. Primary function, there are two functions, medium of exchange and medium of a measure of value. And secondary function, there is two functions, store of value and standard of deferred payment.
Okay, good. So basically, from next class, we'll start with the definition. I'll explain you what do you understand by medium of exchange, everything. Okay. So till today, because this was your very first class, so I don't want to make you pressurized, right, with lots of stuff. But from next class onwards, of course, things will be more and more. Okay. So Naveen, right now you are in India, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are coming for a batch class, or you're coming for the personalized class?
I didn't get one.
Pardon?
I didn't get what means that.
Yeah, the batch one, right?
I don't know what means that both.
Okay,
Batch.
okay. Yeah, first.
I can't hear you. Voice is not good.
Am I audible?
No, it's stuck.
Naveen, am I audible?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, so I was telling you personalized classroom
Yeah.
is basically one-to-one. Okay, and batch is basically like there will be a few more students in a batch.
Personalized or not?
Okay, so you're coming for personalized.
Because with everyone.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are comfortable with this timing 5 to 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, how was your first class, Naveen? Any like, is there any suggestion like, ma'am?
Nothing suggestion.
And it is fine, or you want to change me as like, you want any, you give any suggestion that, ma'am, you are going too fast or too slow?
There's no fast. It's fine for me.
Fine. Okay. From next today, you must be wondering. Okay, I have very little syllabus to revise, but from next class onwards, I'm not going to give you any relief. I'll be adding more and more things. Okay, so be ready. Okay.
Are you taking from India or from